strength and conditioning. Okay, I think I'm on. All right, real quick. So it is Monday morning. I hope everyone had a good weekend. Just grabbing something out of my car here. All right. So EM3, strength and conditioning. Again, I hope everyone had a good weekend. It's Monday. It's nice and cloudy. I'm not gonna lie, kind of gonna enjoy this. But yesterday I was hanging out with a friend of mine, Mr. John B. And we had some great conversation, man. And one of the things that we were talking about were triggers. Not gun triggers. Those are fun too, but triggers. You know, something sets you off. It's a big word these days. For instance, I know political posts tend to trigger people one way or the other, and it's like everything nowadays seems to do that. It's all about that, trying to trigger your reaction. And it tends to put things in a negative light. It tends to put triggers in a negative light. So today I want to talk a little bit about how we can use triggers in a positive way. All right. That's for those of you who are, who know about EM3, who either train with us or whatever. That's exactly what we try to do. Is we try to trigger you to make compounding beneficial decisions based on that very first decision you made on I want to be more fit, I want to be more healthy, I want to eat a better diet, I want to live a better quality of life. All right, because it just doesn't start and end with the working out. And I think we all know that. It's more about everything else that happens when you start training, being. So let's say you're scrolling by Facebook, right? Instagram, wherever, and you see this, me talking about whatever. Not about whatever, but about improving your life, quality of life. And you say to yourself, you know what? What he's saying makes sense. Maybe I don't have to really go to the gym and stuff, or maybe, that's just not for me, but I can go for a walk. I can get a bike, go for a bike. It might not be a long bike ride at first, but you know what I'm saying? So you've been triggered to kind of say, all right, well, let me see. Let me find out. Let me fuck around and find out. So once you start doing that, especially if you start doing it for yourself, not because you were somehow coerced into it, maybe a friend was like, come on, let's do it, I need you to do it with me, and you're like, fine, I'll do it just because you want me to. But you chose to do it for yourself. And now that you've started, let's say you've been going for a 10-mile bike ride every other day and a 3-mile walk every other day besides the bike ride, if you know what I mean. And then you start to say, well, let me start eating better. So you begin to trigger yourself to do other things for yourself. And that's how, triggers can be used in a good way. They're always so negative. Everything is always to trigger you to react negatively, and then whatever, comment and say blah, 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 and fall into that negative feedback loop of being triggered. So we strive to trigger people in a different way. We want to how do you say? We want you to implement a positive feedback loop. Meaning, you do something, it feels good, now it triggers you to do something else that feels good, because now you're going to start chasing that feel good. Because when you get triggered negatively, now you're going to chase that. You're going to chase that negative, and you'll even start feeling some sense of satisfaction in that negativity. Like, you ever see people who are just negative all the time? Oh, God. Oh, pessimistic. Oh, blah, blah, blah. Hey, man, we should go for a walk. Oh. Well, then, then we got to walk back. Oh, it's so hot. Oh, it's so cold. Oh, it's so cloudy. Oh, it's raining. Negative. And they are happy that way. And they are happy to spread that negativeness to you. And to watch you. You ever see someone like, someone knowingly trigger someone else and then keep being like, ha, look at you, now look at you. Now you mad? Oh, you mad? Oh, look at you, now you mad? You know what I'm saying? Those people are the worst. But that's that kind of thing. That's that kind of negative feedback loop. Another good example of a negative feedback loop is when you wake up in a bad mood and now everything is shitty. And then someone says to you, hey, how are you doing? Have a nice day. And you're like, fuck you. You know what I'm saying? Because you want to stay in that negative mood, because somehow, I don't know, maybe it's pushing you forward to get through your day or whatever. But either way, it's still negative. Feel me? So here at EM3, Strength and Conditioning, what we do is try to trigger you in a positive feedback loop. Showing you the things that you are capable of. Not only the things that you are capable of, but the things that you are, how can I say? The things that you are capable of putting yourself through. You see what I'm saying? So there's a difference between like, oh, I went to this XYZ and we did ABC and I feel great. As opposed to, I got up in the morning, I went on a 5-mile run on my own without anybody telling me to, and I came home. You know what I'm saying? That kind of stuff. Where you chose to do something, you followed through with it, and you were successful at it. That, my friends, is exactly what I'm talking about. A positive feedback loop. We want to trigger positive feedback loops in order for you to start making good decisions about your health and fitness all on your own. Not being taught or being always told to do this, do that, where you on your own will start taking your own initiative. We have some clients that come in here and they're like, oh my God, I did this and I did that, and I went here and I went there and I did this all by myself. I chose to do this, chose to do that. And that's great, because that's exactly what we're trying to get to. We're trying to get you to. Is for you not to just come, train here, but it's about you coming here, learning what works for you, what's good for you, what maybe you thought was good for you, and it's not. Not that what you were doing was bad for you, but there's always a better way. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we do here. And being triggered does not always have to be a negative thing. Try finding positive. Try triggering yourself in a positive way. All right, and it's something that may happen, and you're not even notice that you triggered yourself. You know what I'm saying? I think the reason we don't realize that we trigger ourselves in a positive way is because we're always, I know I'm using this word a lot, triggered negatively, to react negatively. Because, let's face it, boring news is no news. That's why, all the ladies like to watch all those crime shows and murder shows and, because, hey, negativity can be pretty entertaining if you think about it. But it also does affect you very profoundly. Like sometimes I was watching the news this morning, and the one story about the little girl that was, like killed by her parents, abused to the end. You know what I mean? And like that's gut wrenching. You know what I'm saying? So instead of just falling into those kinds of triggers, try to find, look for something that can trigger you just as profoundly, but in the opposite side of the scale, on the positive side of the scale. And also when it comes to your I'm not even going to call it fitness, just quality of life. Quality of life. Look for what makes it better. Don't fall into the negative. All right, try to stay positive. I know that sounds cheesy and everything, but yeah, seriously, try to stay positive. Don't listen to these triggers. Look for more positivity in your life. Look for more positivities in the people around you, and try to spread that positivity that you find to those others around you. All right. So EM3 strength and conditioning. All right. Let's not get triggered negatively. Let's find the positive triggers to make our lives better. All right. EM3 strength and conditioning. You know what to do. Comment help. If you want to know more about us, you can go to our website, em3strengthconditioning.com. I know it's long. I'm sorry. You know what I mean? But there's no denying where you're going. em3strengthconditioning.com. All right. Also, Saturdays starting September, we're going to have boxing Saturdays from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. No, it is not a 4-hour training class. That's just it'll be from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. You can come and sign up. You can sign up online. All right. In fact, I created a couple events just so you can make it easier to get in. And this is going to be like, the real deal. We're going to work on conditioning. We're going to work on footwork, head movement, proper technique, moving forward, moving back, working on bobbing and weaving, blocking punches, and all that fun stuff. Is it hard? Yes. Are you going to run? Yes. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know people are like, oh, but boxers run? Are you kidding me right now? Do boxers run? Are you really kidding me right now? Have you ever been in a fight? Have you ever sparred before? Have you ever put forth that effort? The answer is yes. So, I know a lot of people don't like running. I don't like running either. But I still do it. But I don't do it in long distances because I can't. You know what I'm saying? And I choose not to. But either way, boxing Saturdays from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. The session itself, it will be about an hour to an hour and a half. It depends. Sometimes, we'll go a little longer. Sometimes we'll just hit it at an hour. All right, it all depends what we're trying to do that day. So there it is. Boxing Saturdays, em3strengthconditioning.com. You can sign up through the website. You can also sign up through the events I created. They go through the end of October. All right, so EM3 strength and conditioning. Let's get it in today on a Monday, and let's get this week started off right, like the party.